Exercise is not a weight loss program. Cardio is not necessary for fat loss. Carbs are not the enemy.
One of the best ways to improve your hip mobility that doesn't require stretching, get up off your ass and walk around.
There is no magical fat burning zone, only poor habits and a poor diet.
What is golf fitness? It is a program designed to make your body better at the game of golf. Squat, deadlift, press, pull, and rotate. This make you better at golf. It'll make you better in all aspects of your life.
Welcome to the Shoot It Straight podcast.
Here we are, coming live from our
home studio.
My office, so my desk is just sitting on the other side of this camera. So
yeah, we have the same chairs.
Same chairs, new centerpiece, same dog
on the lap.
But now, like, instead of the big boom thing holding my microphone, I'm holding it like this, and you're loud enough to where you don't need to hold it close.
No, I don't have to hold it close. I'm just kind of leaning into you a little bit, which is good.
She always leans into me.
I'm leaning in. But I think hopefully, like, as we continue, we'll build this out a little bit more and have maybe different mic stands. But I do really like this table.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a mic stand because I'm already getting tired. I got big, heavy arms, so this is holding things up is hard for me.
Yeah, well, just lean into your armrest a little bit. You said you liked it. You were gonna get up and walk around.
I know. I kind of feel like I can get up and sing or do some karaoke or.
Maybe that's what we'll do in our podcast going forward, or at least for the summer.
I'll start doing karaoke on here.
We'll do a few little karaoke's.
Then we'll go from however many listeners we have to less.
Yes. Well, anyway, it's also been a while since we recorded because we did a lot of recordings before we went on like a 3-week road trip / vacation.
Yeah, we drove all the way from Oklahoma to New York City and back over the course of 3 weeks. So.
We did. And then, like, of course, places in between. It was a lot of fun. I feel like I came back very refreshed from, like, taking some time off. I unplugged a lot more than you did as far as, like, work goes. But I just feel like this last couple weeks has felt very productive and refreshed. I think that's a sign of, like a good, that you took the appropriate amount of time off.
Yeah, well, you said you found your place in our business, that you were kind of, like, wondering what your role exactly was and what we were doing, and because we're just making it up as we go, so like there's really no assigned role. So it's like, oh, we need to do this and let's get creative and come up with a new thing to do for this. So it's like we just come up, it's just, I won't say flying by the seat of our pants, but a lot of this is like, oh, let's do this. Well,
it is, and it's like, I think for anybody that's worked for themselves definitely knows this. As Squat has a sneeze attack. There's always things to do. There's always things to go get done. I think like a big thing for us, that was like, what are the most efficient things to be working on and focusing on? And so kind of wrapping my head around that and where best to be spending time. And then also being new at like so many things at the same time too. It's like getting things together for email copy and working with our social media consultant, and things that, I've worked for small businesses in the past and also worked for myself now for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always new things that you're learning. And so there's also that part of it of like, you don't know what you don't know. And so finally, I feel like we've combed through some of the weeds of unpacking some of that stuff, realizing where we're both best strong at. And like, we know what we want to focus on and kind of have some goals and things like that, which has been helpful. Right. So it's been good.
Have we ever told our listeners that you are like a fully, what to say, like you are like a full partner in like what we do? Like you do like so much of the work on Cody Wescott Golf, and how I put out content, and how we build our programs and all the logistics that actually makes it run efficiently. That you are like the brains behind the operation, and I'm just the guy on the camera most of the time now.
I don't know if we've shared that. It also, like, I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It does matter, but it's like, it's good.
It's kind of interesting because, like, like my, I'll just say my secret weapon against like the other people in my industry is that I have you, and you're like a badass, like organized, like business person that gets a lot of our stuff done. And if without you, like we wouldn't be anywhere close to where we're at.
Yeah,
and where we're going.
We complement each other really well in that way, though, because it's like you're good at executing and doing things like that someone tells you to do.
Yeah, I literally, like, I need to be held accountable and told what to do.
Everybody
like,
does.
Everyone needs to be held accountable, but it's like, and then I'm just not. I'm like kind of creative, but I'm also not creative. Like I can't read between the lines on certain things. Like talk about here's like big picture of like let's make something that looks like this, and here's our end goal. And I'm like, okay, well, cool, but tell me exactly how to get there. Like
Yeah.
what, like I hit my 3-iron X distances. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Like tell me what club to hit. Like caddy me. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think again that's why there's such a good balance there. Not that it's not hard to work with you sometimes. We work with each other. I'm not saying you specifically that didn't come out right. It can be challenging.
Oh, I know
to
what
work
you mean.
husband and wife.
I know what you mean.
But like seriously, like our skill sets totally match. Very yin and yang, basically on like all fronts. And yeah, no, I mean we haven't really shared the back end operations because that's just like I don't know, we just run a well-oiled machine. But I do want to talk more about that in future podcasts and things like that.
About the biz.
The biz is fun. I mean,
yeah, and Erika has fun. Like she helps like one of her favorite things to do is like reaching out to brands. So if you're following me, you'll see that I have some affiliates now that I'm really proud to work with. And this is a business, so we are trying to promote things and make a living. So like it's great to partner with some brands that help you do that, and also just and you find them that align with you, right? Like I've been taking, like for example, we just started working with Legion. They're a supplement company, all natural, like no proprietary blends, which was always my thing when I started taking supplements. Is I don't want to read a bunch of bullshit. Like I want to know what I'm taking, what I'm putting in my body, and Legion does a really good job of that. And so it's just great that we've aligned with someone that these things I've already been taking, for years. It's cool to like partner with someone, and I get to make a few bucks off of it, of telling people things I already told them.
Yes.
Just now, it's like I found a brand that you can use.
Yeah, I mean it is fun, like working with brands that we
that you were already using.
Yeah.
Basically, like I was already using products just like this, and now a brand comes along and says, "Hey, we want to work with you if you promote our products. We'll, pay you." But so it's not like that I'm just selling out or something. It's been really cool to find ways to just kind of build a business around things I was already doing.
100%, and we look forward to doing some more future fun collaborations too, which stay tuned for. But yeah, it's cool, and also the whole create your own adventure part of it. Like that's kind of the cool thing about the business that we're in. I mean, I feel like you can take it in so many directions. Not that that's what you should be doing, is throwing spaghetti against the wall, but more like, oh, cool, where are we the best at? What are we good at? Let's focus there. Let's go. Right. Let's build that. Let's put energy into that.
Well, and the thing is too, like at the end of the day, we are trying to help as many people as possible. So I want to create strong, pain-free or injury-free, I should say, golf athletes. And how can I be exposed and help as many as possible? And that's what we're trying to do. So like you try different things, like if a certain thing like it's helpful, but it doesn't reach people, got to try something else. I got to deliver the same message differently.
Yes.
And that's all. And that's just really what like social media is, and like how you're creating programs and marketing them and things like that. Like you're just trying to give out good information, but you also people have to take it and use it.
They do.
And purchase it along the way. Sorry.
They do. And what's cool though about that is like being in this industry now for so long is like still the same questions come up, and it's not like
all the time.
And it's like, wow, there are always people that need help. There are people that still are learning, like of course, but you just get in your bubble sometimes. And I think it's cool to like to see that, to continually educate people and help people. And without feeling like you're tapping out the market. I mean, there's just always somebody that needs like help or support. So
I think what's interesting for me is that I make so many like posts on social media, and it's like, here's how you're going to help with your hip internal rotation. Squats are going to make your legs stronger. And then we did a live yesterday, and what were like 4 or 5 of the questions, they were just about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've made tons of posts about this stuff, but it still hasn't reached everyone that has these same questions.
Yeah.
So part of it is like, yeah, you've also just got to like repeat yourself too. And it's weird that you've kind of get in this position where it's like, oh, I feel like I've already done that, but I need to do it again and like make it better and make it more deliverable and stuff like that.
Totally. And that's something that we're truly going to be doing for years. I think we're truly just
same
getting
questions
started.
Keep coming.
That's just it. And it'll be fun to evolve with the times. Not to say that things like in the social and AI space aren't going to be changing, but I do think that what we're doing is always going to be applicable, might just look different how we're doing it or how it's getting put out there. But
which is what's interesting with fitness is like, you know, you got to take a back seat and realize that just because I've been doing something for so long and like I may get bored of it telling people how to squat every day, which I actually don't. I could do that all day. There's still a need for it no matter what. Like, even though like there's a lot of people out there that talk about like all this new stuff and like I think they just get bored and they want to talk about like their new ways to train and this and that. It's like we still come back to the same stuff.
We're always going to be back to the basics because the basics are always going to work.
Right.
We do the basics in our own training, you know, like even advanced people. I mean, just going back to the fundamental, foundational, basic things.
Right.
That's what we're setting out to do. But yeah, and I think like the podcast has been fun. It's another way to reach people. People like podcasts. We get good feedback from it. You know, we're gaining traction like week by week. And so, you know, we do want to continue definitely doing some long form content for everybody because it's cool to like, again, expand on some of these topics and also like have conversations with y'all. And for those of you that have been following us since day 0 to continue to follow us on whatever business endeavors we're going to be after in these next several decades.
Yep. And life endeavors. We just drove all the way to New York City and back.
Yeah, that was a really fun time.
We spent a weekend in Manhattan. Got to do all sorts of cool stuff that I've never done in New York City. Thankful to some friends that hooked it all up. That was a really good time. And then thankful for your parents. They have an awesome beach house just a few miles south in Maryland that we
squatted at for like
2 weeks and then drove back. So it was a great time.
Yeah, it was good. And we're, you know, definitely more road trips in our future. Maybe we'll get some better gear. Hint,
yeah,
hint,
we're
wink,
looking
wink.
at a Sprinter van. We have it on our goals to get one by next summer. So
yeah, if any Sprinter van companies want a business collab with us.
Yeah, hook us up with your $200,000 Sprinter van, camper van, that is. Or if we have any listeners that have one that you're selling, you know,
hit us up.
Hit us up. You know, we're in the market.
We're in the market.
Not quite yet. We're looking. We're gonna dabble, but that's gonna be our new thing, and then some other cool stuff. You know, as long as like business lines we've talked about, like traveling around and doing maybe some fitness meetups or collaborations or doing some stuff. So we got a lot of stuff coming. We won't talk about that too much right now. But
not too much right now. Maybe in the coming months as we're planning, 2024 basically, I think is what that'll look like. But I think in person still has value. We still want to reach the masses. So some Cody Wescott golf tours in the future. We'll call it. We're going on tour.
We're going on tour. Sweet.
I'll leave it at that.
Sweet.
I'll leave it at that. But do hit us up if you are.
Yeah, if you're a team or like a country club or something like that, or if your Saturday game of like 12 dudes just needs some help and, hit me up. Maybe I'll stop in your city, come to your golf course and
bachelor parties. Anyway, see, this is what happens when we start brainstorming. This is like where my mind goes.
Did you talk to Mark before we got on here? I'm not doing any bachelor parties, Mark.
No, that's a thing. Like I've seen fitness bachelorette parties where and like. Okay,
yeah, like where you do like a workout and then they go party. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. We're not like get your head out of the gutter or whatever you were thinking, but like fitness and health people can be so weird sometimes. Instead of like partying, which again, I'm not saying that's weird. I think that's cool. You bring your crew together for like a group workout.
And we used to do that like at Elevate. We'd do like a workout and then go get trash.
Yeah.
It'd be like, hey, come do the 11 o'clock. Or actually, they would like push it late and you come and do like a 2-3 o'clock Saturday workout and then like immediately like walk.
Hour
no shower happy hour, right? Like you immediately just be sweaty as hell and walk over to the bar. And
if everyone's the same, it's all good.
Yeah,
you're not the only one like sticking.
That was always like kind of a cool idea, because I really liked that, because like my nicest outfits were gym clothes. And like if there was like, hey, let's meet up and let's go to the bar, especially in DC, like I'm from Oklahoma, so like we dress a little differently around here, and when you look nice going out to a bar in DC, people look nice, and I'd show up and be like, damn it,
yeah, that's funny, I
do not look as nice as they do.
Speaking of around here, people have annoying neighbors where they live elsewhere, because we've had some weird run-ins with our neighbors like this week specifically.
I think they're just trying to be nice.
I think the neighbors are interesting because obviously, yeah, I mean, sure, like we're all living in the same area. We want to look out for each other, whatever. But it's funny when like neighbors are very nosy and get all up in your ish. We've had like 4 things happen to us in the last couple of days of guys walking up to us and asking us why our garage door is open for 5 minutes. I just think that's kind of weird.
Yeah, and I was watering my yard today, and the guy was like, "Do you know how to take care of a yard?" I was like, "Calm down, old man."
Our yard looks good compared to the rest of our neighbors.
My yard looks great.
That
I'm
was
just
insulting.
planted some Bermuda. I'm trying to grow it. You know, I'm gonna have a fucking fairway in my backyard. Get out of my shit.
Anyway, yeah, loving the home office life though, truly, and having basically everything that we need here at home. Not having to go. It's nice to go places, but we really don't have to go anywhere.
We really don't have to go anywhere.
The dog here, exercising, going
country
for a
clubs
walk.
across the street.
It's awesome.
Handicap is coming down for those that are curious. I've been playing much better. I came in third in my flight at my club championship over the weekend. Came into the weekend on the second day, tied for first, and didn't play as well the next day. And a couple guys came up and got me, but it's all good.
You pulled a Rory.
I don't know what I pulled. I pulled like not the worst round of my life, but I think what's fun about golf is like you get better, right? So you realize like kind of where your worst is, and like that for me is like confidence building. Because if 80 right now is what I shot the other day, and I felt like I played terrible. So, whereas like 80 used to be a pretty good round. So now I'm like, okay, most of my rounds are going to be in the 70s. Play really bad 80, low 80s. So.
Stay tuned.
See
for
how
105 degree golf and continuing to see how you go.
Yeah, so like it is getting really hot. Obviously we're tons of people are living through heat unless you live like way north, but. So now we're back to waking up at like 4 o'clock in the mornings. I'm trying to get out to the golf course at like 7.
Yeah.
Get my work done. Get a workout done. Get some work accomplished. And then try to get out to the course as early as possible and play like 9 holes because I just can't even. So I still walk the course. So.
Yeah. No, I think that's
2 hours from 7 to 9. It's already like 100 degrees in Oklahoma. So.
Yeah, and if it's playing slow, it's just you can't be out there for 4 or 5 hours and.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Well,
all right,
today's topic.
Yeah, let's get to our topics. Do we spend so long? So
no, I love the update. We'll do this one won't be terribly long. I think it'll be a good. This is a topic that's been coming up in our lives. We've seen it kind of asked a lot in social media DMs, whatever, and that is how to get your swing better through strength training, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What are the top exercises that golfers should be doing to swing better? And I know the word like golf fitness, the world of golf fitness is still like ever growing. We talk a lot about how much fluff there is out there, and like there's lots of sexy social media movements out there, as there is in any fitness space. But in golf fitness, it's a lot about like just constantly looking like you're doing the golf swing. But our approach is different. So I think it'll be important for us to talk about that a little bit today and highlight that it doesn't necessarily have to be a banded, heavy-weighted golf swing or whatever the fuck people are doing on the internet. That it's, again, back to just sort of the foundational, fundamental strength movements
of fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was interesting because, like, literally today, first time I saw someone do this at our new gym, so we joined a new gym. And there was a guy in there who was doing what I assumed to be, I didn't go up and ask him because I don't, the gym is my time, like, but I could tell, like, or I would imagine what he was doing was golf. Like he had a PVC pipe around his back, and he was like in a golf stance, rotating like the golf swing. He grabbed a cable, was rotating with it, and just did a lot of that stuff, right? Like, I mean, I didn't watch everything he did, but those were a couple of things I picked up on. Didn't look like he was following a program or anything. It just looked like he was just doing whatever he could that felt probably like the golf swing. And then you see guys on the driving range, and they grab 2 or 3 clubs and they swing them, just this heavy weighted swing, very heavy, like 3 clubs worth, right? So it's like, that's not what we're trying to do. And I'm almost at the thought right now when you're playing a lot of golf. So like if you're summertime golf, like I'm actually probably going to take a back seat the next few weeks because it is going to be so hot. So I don't know if that's kind of like a theme, but, I think that like right now you should probably like actually not do movements that look like the golf swing, because if you're going to go play, and if you're going to do it more, and some people like to play, and some people like to bang the ball, hit a bunch of range balls before they go play, or take a lot of practice swings. Like that is just I don't like the term overuse, but I don't think there's a better word for what you're doing. You're just rotating. So like, I actually think in the gym we should be like not rotating.
Well, every sport is repetitive, right? That's
Right.
like the point of sports, really. And so it's like in the gym, we more than likely need to be doing literally something else
Right.
to balance that out.
Yeah, so we need to, I mean, I'm not saying like don't rotate in the gym, like definitely do your mobility work and stuff like that, but like don't just do more golf swing stuff. If you're going to go swing the
Right.
golf club,
Yeah.
do things that are going to benefit your golf swing, make your body stronger, right? In no situation is it important, like, are you better off being weak? So being strong is very important. So, I mean, it's still just always going to come back to the basic moves. We're going to squat, lunge, deadlift, row, and and pushing and, things like that. Core work is going to be really important. And like I said, like, I think this time of the year, I'd probably, if I was to pull up my program right now, I don't think there's a ton in lift heavy swing fast. Just off the top of my head, I have to go look at it again. But I mean, there's not a ton of like rotating right now. It's actually probably more like anti-rotation. So I'm having people do like static holds, or like pal-off presses or carries and things like that, just to make their body stronger and their core stronger. So just kind of lighting up all those like core stabilizer muscles, if you will. So those are the moves like I'm focusing on right now, is just to get people stronger, and that's just basic stuff.
Well, and again, that's complementing too, not just your round of golf that you're playing or once a week or maybe twice a week at best for most people, but our activities of daily life of sitting, laying, or
Right.
sitting in the car, being hunched over at a desk, right? Like we hear so many people, I have low back pain, help me, I have low back pain, help me, I have low back pain. It's like, you need to get stronger, and
Right.
that can only help you in your everyday, which will of course then translate to your golf game. Same thing, I mean, again, whether you're doing a squat or a deadlift or whatever it is, that those are all movements that people of general pop not playing golf should be
Right.
doing. So again, it's just kind of, it's the same, it's the basic stuff that works.
Right. And what was I had a good point, but it's just that too, like, I do see people in the gym, like we're at a new gym and there's a little bit more like serious lifters in there, I would say. And they're doing these movements, right? Now they're not doing them perfectly, but like it's what everyone needs to do, no matter what your goal is. I think like you see football players, see baseball players, like we watched what was that show we watched, Point Break on tennis?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Like they're lifting weights, like, it's like that's what we need to do. Like don't get too complicated. If you need a program to follow, we sell a ton of them. Like they're easy, basic stuff for the most part. I mean, yeah, like if you watch and see like some movements with like the Golf Forever or a kettlebell, that's this rotational swing or something like that, like if you were to do one of my programs, like you would probably only see like one of those a week. So, and then like a lot of the stuff I do with the Golf Forever club is actually just doing like straight up like presses and rows with it.
Yep.
Not like a ton of rotation, things like that with it. So yeah, so I mean, it's just gonna be the basic movements. And I think what is interesting too is I think there's two camps people stay in, and they are in like I need constant variety, or they think they need constant variety. Like people just get these like rules in their head. Like I need this. I need someone to push me. Like that's the thing that I get in my DMs all the time. People that want to, get one-on-one coaching. I need someone to kick my ass. I need someone to do this. I'm like, no, you need to like buck up and figure out how to do this on your own. Or I need variety. I get bored. It's like, that's that's a problem. You need to get over that. Like if you cannot like repeat a movement week after week, like a squat or a very functional one, you need to get over that, because you're going to hold yourself back. And then there's people that never want your program to change.
Yeah. Like,
the people I still do one-on-one coaching with, like, I keep their workouts the same for like 6 weeks. Like, I don't change them at all. Like, they know, because they can communicate with me, like, hey, and I see their progress. I'm like, hey, I want you to be getting better at this. I want the technique to improve. I want the weights to improve. I want if the reps need to go up, that's fine too. And then I change it, and then they're like, oh, hey, I was really getting into that one. It's like, and it took them like 6 weeks to like really get the hang of like, my squat started feeling really good, or whatever it is. Like sometimes like it can take a while. So it's interesting to see that there's people just in both sides, people that never want to do the same thing and people that never want it to change.
Well, yeah. And again, it always goes back to goals for people that If you're genuinely out to go to the gym to have a good time and that's all you care about and you don't care about results or getting stronger, have at it. But most people, if you're going to spend your time training, not everybody has a million hours in the day to go do this. If you got your 4 hours a week that you have dedicated to do you time, our goal is to tell you how to be the most efficient with that time so that you can have good longevity, be injury-free, play golf, play with your kids, whatever, instead of constantly needing to fill I need to feel so good after my workouts. I get that a lot too from clients because I'm still doing some fitness stuff and, of course, doing a lot of one-on-one nutrition coaching, of which I give a lot of fitness support for most of those people.
Right.
Well, I'm getting so bored, or I need it to be this, or I need to add in this. And it's like, cool, but you're also telling me that we're sleeping, 4 hours a night and you're stressed out of your mind. And, there's all these other millions of things going on in your life. How about you just stay consistent with one? Keep it simple and stay consistent with the workout routine. There's already so many other things going on in your life. I think it probably makes sense to.
Yeah. Well, I think, it's just honestly, like, it's part of our society that we need this like constant entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. Like, do I enjoy brushing my teeth a couple times a day, every day?
Not really. Analogy.
Not really. I kind of hate it, but I don't skip it.
But it's just what you do.
It's just what I do.
Right.
Do I enjoy? Okay. I enjoy squatting. What's a movement I don't really like?
Oh, no, I have lots of them, like upper body day.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you don't really like bench pressing.
Not at all.
Or you don't like any kind of pressing.
Not at all.
Yeah, but you do it.
I do it.
Yeah. I would say I probably don't like rowing. I really don't like pull-ups a whole lot, which if anyone is like listening that I've ever programmed a workout for, they're like, did he really just say he doesn't really like pull-ups? Because I've done pull-ups for 5 years working with him.
But talk about functional movements. I mean, same with like me trying to do a bench or whatever. I'm doing a proper push-up and really working on that form, which I've been working on for fucking forever, and finally getting it years later, getting the strong enough, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's like, again, like I want to be balanced and I want to be strong and I want to prevent injury, and that's it.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, like, you need to kind of pick the ones you don't like. Like, could I technically get some similar results if I swapped out a lat pull down on the cable machine versus a pull up? Kinda. A lot of the same stuff would happen, not all the exact same stuff. Is the lat pull down? Do I like the lat pull down better? Oh yeah. Like, if I've been going to a CrossFit gym or a gym without a cable machine and I walk in and I see a lat pull down, I'm like, yes, here we go. This is gonna feel good. And I get down there and I'm like, oh yeah, let me just do some lat pull downs. But you can't always just pick the easy shit. You got to pick the hard stuff, the stuff you don't want to do that's going to make you better.
It's so true. And I was literally just going to say that. It's wild. I think like a general theme when you go out into the gym, and there's the gym we're at now, lots of fit people, they like working out, lots of bodybuilding, right? That, which we've unpacked that a little bit before too, but you don't see a lot of people doing pull-ups and squatting really heavy or squatting well.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
And it's because those movements are hard.
Yeah.
Of course someone's going to do a bicep curl or a lat pull down. That's easier. That's what I do when I'm wanting to, like, if I'm hungover, if I really don't feel good and I just want to move my body, those are the workouts that I do. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that do these movements that probably should push themselves a little bit. Yeah. And again, if you're new to fitness, these are all really great movements. The machines are wonderful for people that need not pull their entire body weight up or whatever, or need a little bit more support. But eventually you need to advance yourself and do the hard things. It really is about doing the hard things.
Yeah.
I struggled with a lot of strength training movements for a really long time, coming from an endurance background. Right. And like still to this day struggle with lots of things, but it was hard for a really long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can like relate that to golf too. Like, would I rather just skip the driving range altogether and go play? Absolutely. Do I skip like chipping and practicing my putting because I find it boring? I do. But when I work on it, that's why I did work on it recently, and that's why all of a sudden 80 is a bad score for me and 70s are where I'm at.
Yeah.
And my handicap is a 5. Like, so I mean, that's because of chipping and putting, because I have the other part of the game, which I like working on. Of course I love banging my driver.
Yes.
Of course I love hitting my long irons as far as I can. But you know, we got to do the stuff that we don't want to do and the hard stuff to round us out, basically.
Yeah, and with that, I think that wraps us up.
I think that does wrap us up for today.
That was a good ending. I liked the golf analogy.
Do the hard shit.
Yeah, do the hard stuff. I mean, we know that we all want to choose to do the easy stuff, but we got to do the stuff that we're not good at. We got to do the hard stuff. And it also feels really good when you do the hard shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think is important for people to keep in mind. You feel better when you've really accomplished something, even if it's not the prettiest.
Yeah.
It feels good to work on things that you're not good at.
Yeah, and one of my favorite quotes is, it never gets easier, you just get better.
Yeah.
It's like the hard shit's still going to be the hard shit.
That's right.
Even when you get better at it, it's just going to get even harder because you're going to try to be the next, you know, best thing at it, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's the point.
Once you're really good at short game and putting, the only way to get better at it is to keep doing it and still getting better at it.
Totally.
And now your margin for error is smaller because you're better.
So here's to getting better and stronger.
That's right.
Here's to our new podcast studio.
New podcast studio without Squat barking at everything. So.
And yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Tune in next week, of course, too. But yeah, our podcast drops every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, was I telling people Central the other day?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's close enough.
Oh, and also, can we plug our live on here too?
Yeah.
Every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central time, so 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'm doing a live it's going to be very like yesterday I did a live mobility workshop. So if you tuned in, thank you. We'll do some Q&As, just some stuff like that. And every time we've done one, I've hung out on there as long as people are asking questions. So
yeah,
I
we
block
do
off
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram. I block off a significant amount of time. If you got a question, chances are, actually probably 100% chance, let's say 99% chance that I'm going to answer it.
Yeah, I do the best I can with moderating and scrolling through comments. It's really like, it's tough. It gets sweaty. It's a hard job.
Yeah, it's hot. So thanks again. Catch us on YouTube, Cody Wescott Golf, Instagram. Where else are we at nowadays?
Literally everywhere. We're on the Pinterest. We're on the Twitter.
Yeah.
We're on the Threads.
We're doing everything we
are
possibly
doing
can.
the most. So
Yeah.
hit us up on your platform of choice, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks.